Sonida, to this session.
Thank you, Devi. Hi, good evening, all. Hope all are listening and enjoy the presentation. Devi, can you share the presentation?
Yeah, one second.
Yes. Yes, we are into the human resource management and payroll. I think all will be aware how important an HR in an organization. So whoever is uh, listening to the presentation may have heard about the HR department in the organization. There are many organizations who doesn't have an HR also, the small organizations. So the importance of HR is it plays the key role in developing, reinforcing and changing the culture of an organization, pay, performance, management, training and development. So I will deal with initially the functions of an HRM. So I have chosen only the just 10 points because this is a small area which I have covered. A little bit, you will get an idea about a small thing, what is happening in HR and payroll. So the 10 functions I have selected is job designing and job analysis, which is the first point. Hope you all are listening that one. So first of all, job design and job analysis. One of the foremost function of HRM is job designing and job analysis. Job design involves the process of describing duties, responsibilities, and operations of the job. To hire the right employee based on a rationality and research, it is imperative to identify the traits of an ideal candidate who would be suitable for the job. Because many a times selecting a person to an organization is a quite difficult one, that we all may have attended the interviews, so we can understand how many jobs we have attended the interviews and all. This can be accomplished. This job design and job analysis can be accomplished by the describing the skill and character trait of your top performing employee. Doing so will help you to determine the kind of candidate you want for the job. You will be able to identify your key minimum requirement in the candidate to qualify for a job. And the job analysis involves describing the job requirements such as skill, qualification, and work experience. The vital day-to-day functions need to be identified and described in detail, as they will decide the future course of the action while recruiting. Then comes to the employee hiring and selection. We can't avoid this in HR. That is a recruitment part. Recruitment is one of the primary functions of human resource management that all are aware. HRM aims to obtain and retain qualified and efficient employees to achieve the goals and objectives of the company. So it's the quite important thing in HR. All this starts with hiring the right employee out of the list of applicants. So I do not want to elaborate on that one in the selection process and the hiring, that you all will be aware. Then goes to the employee training and development. Giving proper training and ensuring the right development of the selected candidates is a crucial function of HR. Yes. After all, the success of the organization depends on how well the employees are trained for the job. What
Sonida, you are on mute. Sonida, you are on mute. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
So regarding the employee training and development also, you all might be know, but I'm just giving a gist of that one, which the HR plays a very crucial role in preparing employees for bigger tasks and responsibilities which lead to the holistic development of employees at work. An organization which provide ample growth and development opportunities to its employee is considered to be a healthy organization, that we are looking into the for a healthy organization. Then comes to the compensation and benefits. That's the fourth part we are looking into an organization, benefits and compensation. From the major crux of the total cost expenditure, here comes the role of payroll of an organization. It is a must to plunge the expenses, and at the same time, it is also necessary to pay the employees well. Therefore, the role of human resource management is to formulate attractive yet efficient benefit and compensation package to attract more employees into the workplace without disturbing the finance of the company. That's the part of HR. They can't blame on the employees as well as to the management. The primary objective of the benefits and compensation is to establish fair remuneration for everyone that we all expect from an organization. Plus, HR can use benefits and compensation as a leverage to boost up employee productivity as well as establish a good public image of the business. Therefore, one of the core HR department functions is to lay down clear policies and guidelines about employee compensation. We all may have heard about compensation benefits, but only a few knows what it is and who are availing that all. One of the functions of the HR manager is to ensure the effective implementation of these policies and guidelines. This creates equality and builds transparency among the employees and the management within the organization. After all, the level of employee satisfaction at work is directly proportional to the compensation and benefits they receive. Then comes the employee performance management. The next activity on HR function list is effective employee performance management. Because when we go for an interview, we will be looking into what we can do in the organization. And we will always be aware of our performance, how it will be rated. So effective performance management ensures that the output of the employees meet the goals and objectives of the organization. Management doesn't just focus on the performance of the employee, it also focuses on the performance of the team. While working, we have to work in team, department, and the organization as a whole. So these all are the, yes. Yes, next coming up to the managerial relationship. The relationship in employment are normally divided into two parts, managerial relationship and labor relationship. While labor relationship is mainly about the relationship between the workforce and the company, managerial relationship deal with the relationship between the various processes in an organization. So managerial relations determine the amount of work. It's the amount of work that need to be done in a given day and how to mobilize the workforce to accomplish the objective. It's about giving the appropriate project to the right group of the employees. Because when the jobs are divided, it needs to be shared to the right person and to the right group. Then only it will conclude in a well manner. At the same time, it also entails the managing the work schedule of employees to ensure continued productivity. So it's essential that HR handles such relations effectively to maintain the efficiency and productivity of the company. So, and the labor relations, I have already mentioned some part of the labor relations. Labor relations are essential to maintain the harmonious relationship between employees at the workplace. At the workplace, many employees work together towards a single objective. Okay, So, however, individually, everyone is different from other in characterism. Hence, it is natural to observe a communication gap between two employees because we have to cope up with the colleagues. Then only we can survive in the organization and we can grow then only. So, if it's left unattended, such behaviors can spoil the labor relations in the company. Therefore, it's crucial for an HR to provide proper rules, regulations, and policies about labor relations. This way, the employees have a proper framework within which need to operate. Therefore, very few employees will be aware of the, actually, it is the must in an organization where the organization is growing. So all the employees must be aware of the policies which will create a cordial and harmonious work environment. Such a structured and calm work atmosphere also help with improving performance and arcing higher targets. So then comes the employee engagement and communication. Employee engagement, it's also the crucial part of every organization. Higher level of engagement guarantee better productivity and greater employee satisfaction. Efficiently managing employee engagement activities will help in improving the employee retention rate also, which we have noticed the employee retention rates when we join an organization. So we will look into that one definitely, how the attrition rate and the retention, how things are going. So the HRM is the right agent who can manage the employee engagement seamlessly. Proper communication and engagement will do wonders for the employees. That's for sure. And human resource team know the humans of the organization better than anyone else. This gives them an upper hand in planning engagement activities. So going to the ninth point, health and safety regulations. Every employer should mandatorily follow the health and safety regulations laid out by the authorities. Our labor laws insist every employer to provide whatever training, supplies, and essential information to ensure the safety and health of the employee. So it also has so many importance in an organization. Then comes the personal support of the employee. It is only the HR who cares about the personal support for an employee. Actually, it's their job as well as they have to uh, deal with that for the satisfaction of the organization also. For example, many employees need extra time of the off and medical assistance during the peak period of the pandemic also. So for those who reached out for help, whether it may be in the form of insurance, assistance, or extra leave, companies provide help through HR teams. So these are the 10 main functions of HR in an organization. So next, coming to the payroll. What is payroll? We have many of us have heard about payroll. Payroll in the organization. What it exactly is. It is one of the most important aspect of business. It affects the employee morale. In the sense, I'll elaborate in detail. Morale and reflect a business financially stability and reputation. So, what are the things affecting or else the benefits of payroll in an organization? Because finally, it is the exact amount paid for the employee. So it matters for the employees as well as the organization. So if we have a good payroll system in an organization, it is the process. It's generally into four. I have just calculated it as four. So benefits of payroll in an organization. It is to process in the sense, if we have an efficient payroll management system, it makes the task easier as it requires very less input because it has software. So it can be easy for an payroll person to manage that one. Then performance management. That performance management record the performance information of each and every employee. If we are manually looking into that one, it takes time. So if I have a payroll management system, the performance of the each and every employees are recorded. Hence, it helps the employer to get a clear view related to the performance and skill of their employees, which further help the management in scheduling training according to the needs of and requirements of each employee. This type of employee performance review can be highly beneficial when it comes to planning and overall productivity improvement. So it's also a way. So optimize the process. HR payroll system helps companies to reduce the number of employees who are manually working in the maintenance of the attendance, salary, working hours. So optimize process in the sense maximum utilization. What all things we have that we can optimize the process so that the accurate information is available. Then the accuracy. Accuracy means the HR management system helps business enterprise to reduce or rather eliminate the error in the process of payroll. So payroll process is used to get more accurate data. The inconsistency can be easily tackled. It will provide only appropriate and reliable payroll information which minimize the inefficiency. So the payroll system is an ideal system, smoothens the HR and payroll process of any organization. So the accuracy is also important and valuable. So looking into the next slide, the payroll process. So what the process comes in payroll. Many companies often merge payroll and HR because I have initially told that there is only, there won't be any HR department. There will be only accounts department who handles this payroll and HR some part of the activity also. So many companies often merge the payroll and HR to one department. The payroll process maintains records of payroll, tax, fringe benefits, that's extra working hours, attendance, absence, time worked, and employee paychecks. And the payroll process is generally automated because computers are much faster at handling the repetitive computations. Finally, it comes all the computations, deductions, everything. So currently, HR software reaches far beyond simply doing payroll and includes then the benefits, admin, applicant tracking, processing, skill inventories, and complaints reporting. But accountants must, as I mentioned earlier, must recognize the immense value of human capital that we can't count capital and its effect on the long-term financial health of the organization. And going to next slide, the payroll management. Exactly what the payroll management? It's the process in a nutshell. Refers to the process of administration of the company's employees' financial record. That all the financial records of the employee will be maintained under this head. This will include details of the employee's salary, incentive, bonus, deductions, and net pay. An employer must maintain and keep these records as dedicated by the law. So there is a law we have to maintain, an organization have to maintain all these records. Not complying with the income tax law pertaining to the employee records can be grounds for legal consequences. That's the next point, because for the legal, it may affect the legal consequences. The organization has to face the legal consequences if it is not managed well. So how does effective payroll management affects your workforce? So for an employee, improve the morale of the employees. If your employees feel like their job is not stable and they are not being paid on time, that we all can think, because if we are working for a month and we are not getting the salary or getting the salary after 2 months, it look awkward, then we will be looking at how long I can survive in these situations. So it's related to the morale of the employee. A payroll management system will ensure that all the last minute glitches and manual errors are taken care of so that your employees morale is always high. So the getting salary on time, it's quite an important for the employees. The next is lower tax bills. If you do not manage your employees' records, you may end up in a situation where you have to pay fines for mismanaged records. That's the thing I have mentioned earlier. There comes the rules and policies. It's important that tax and TDS can be deducted from the salary and all of these be recorded properly. In this sense, a payroll management software can be helpful. So here comes the payroll management software is important. It helps even a new startup owners. Because if there is a new startup owner, you have to will have to do many hats in the initial stage. For a starting person of an organization, he has to manage each and everything. Then only the organization will gradually go. So one of them is managing payroll. Now, instead of doing this on your own and risking manual errors, you can use an establishment management software and handle your company's finance. So that's the advantage for a new startup owner, and it can reduce overheads. Instead of outsourcing your payroll to someone else, doing it in-house will save you a lot of money. So it will save a lot of money. If we are outsourcing that, it will definitely cost much. And going to the next slide, and the essential features of payroll management software. If we choose for choosing a payroll software, what are the things we have to keep in mind? So initially is should be able to generate automatic payroll, should help in creating accurate and fast invoice and codes. It must be very quick. There are so many softwares available in the market for softwares. So we can select upon our intentions. If the organization, if the person who is dealing with the payroll, they can suggest the organization or the management what kind of easiness you want in that. It should be useful in filing tax forms, must contain basic tax reporting tools, must contain tools of vendors, contractors. It depends on the firm. So accordingly, we have to select the payroll management software. So going to the next slide. What are the latest trends in payroll management? Because we have heard about the payroll management, and in every sector there is a changes and the latest trends, what happens next in the payroll. So we all want to get to update about the payroll. So it's mandatory to go through these things. So stronger compliance and security. When we think about managing HR data is a reef with potential disaster, because compliance, it has to be maintained, and the security are only becoming more difficult. You need a payroll provider you can trust. Here comes the trust, importance of trust in the payroll. For example, it must have the expertise to ensure accuracy in the changing world of taxation regulations. It must also have a wall-tight security system to keep the hackers from rerouting payouts to their own pockets. This means choosing the right payroll provider is a must. That's a strong compliance and security. Then next is the increased payroll complexity. We know how complex the payroll is. So a list of the latest trends in the payroll management would not be complete without discussing the so-called gig economy. In the sense, gig economy means the part-timers or the who can, it's on only few times. I think the gig economy is more about, I can give you an example. It's Uber is a part of gig economy. So it's a part-time job. So how and when employees are paid in shifting as the composition of the workforce changed to one of the more short-term and project-based works, like the contractors. This setup requires more flexible than many traditional payroll systems can provide, which in turn means more complexity on the back end, because the payroll manager must promptly and accurately address the payment and taxation rules for contractors. Because for a fixed employee, they can count the dates, attendance, everything will be even manually can be calculated and can be cross-checked. But in case of part-time, they can't do like that, because they have to depend on the facts which they are receiving from maybe another department. So what actually constitutes an independent contractor versus an employee differs by location according to legislations. It also plays a major role in the payroll, and the employer must accommodate whatever their decision is. This is very complex legal that companies and their HR team, among other departments, should take seriously and must follow closely. So it have an ample impact on that one. Payroll. Then is the personalized payment options. Here comes the traditional payment methods doesn't serve teenage workers and other hourly employees and employees who don't have bank accounts. Have you ever think about the employees who doesn't have bank accounts? They will be working for 1 or 2 hours and they don't have any bank accounts. So how can it be managed? As in the customer arena, choice is paramount to the employee experience, and that goes for how workers are paid. So that matters. And traditional payment methods doesn't seem workers any hourly employees. So direct pay to a pay card is one way. So personalized payment option is much important. Then the improved user experience for HR tech. That is more human capital management. We have heard about HCM, that's human capital management systems. Today are available in the clouds and the payroll is no exceptions. This means more next generation HR tech is becoming available. For example, HR teams can look for software providers that develop mobile native apps. HR teams can also look for a artificial intelligence technology that can help user answer questions on the fly, make suggestions on savings and spreading patterns, or help managers identify compliance rules for bonuses. So that is the next one. Then comes a fifth point, required integration with other applications, because the payroll service also require integration with finance and human capital management application in order to offer total rewards, performance management and bonus or quota management and payouts. That is multi-application integration, because payroll has to be accompanied by all the departments. Then only the act result will come out. And no matter how new and innovative the software may be. And these are the 5 important latest trends in payroll management. Then we have come to the latest trends in management. Then we have to know about what the global payroll trends, because there are so many changes in globally also. When one is taking care of payroll, they have to get a point regarding the global payroll trends also. And global payroll trends, it comes, the first one is using a platform based system of record. When we think about the global payroll management, we maybe you were aware, if for a multinational company it works in a different way. not like an normal things, because uh, it is dealing with so many employees who is working in different countries, different world, different part of the world. So they have to manage that also, in the sense, if uh, due to the surge of the globalization, satellite offices and remote employees have sprouted up all over the world. And while diverse and dispensed employees introduce multiplicity and skill into a company, they are also part of the company. So they also present some complexity with differing time. It's the main difference: time zone, holidays, employee types, and policies. Business find themselves rely on a variety of outsourced and pricing ad hoc solutions. So coming to that also, they have to think in a different way in a platform setting. So the ability of a scale fall more easily into the place, granting to the merge. So they have to take it as in a same platform based system of record. So there won't be any distraction in that payroll. That is the using of platform based system of record. Then comes to the mobile and remote, the new normal. That is the massive influx of skilled deskless workers, because there are so many working from now working from home. That is, this deskless workers has finally encouraged business to acknowledge them as the significant percent of the workforce they represent. That we I'm not sure we all are aware or not, there is a huge workforce like that. It's a huge percentage. This also means contenting with the distinct lack of control, interaction, and visibility they introduced into the workplace. Then the advanced mobile apps are critical for meeting the self-services requirement of the remote, mobile, and a deskless workforce. Modern user interfaces and non-intrusive data capture support accuracy and are naturally included in the best solutions, enabling your deskless worker force of positively affect an outcome while aggregating all data within the same secure system. That is the mobile and remote, the new normal. Then the third one emerging global payroll is putting compliance in the spotlight. That's also very important, because glancing at the last decades of the new news in payroll reveals an abundance of overtime and costly violations. So, in short, a business simply cannot expand globally without a reliable answer for compliance, as they finally begins to move away from local vendors or stifling payroll HR teams interpreting local regulations. It's one of the main major facts the organizations are facing, the local regulations. If for a multinational company, they have to satisfy the local regulations. So organizations are now seeking out of the box compliance included in their solution. Soon, more and more businesses will have access to automated compliance for any city, state, and country. So any of them has to be finished in, and a solution has to be come out. Need to handle that all well by incorporating a thorough payroll engine to support labor complaints, no matter the circumstances. So, coming to the fourth and final point. Fourth point, artificial intelligence and machine learning, that we are hearing from last 2 years or maybe 3 years. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. The future is now, and with the slow but the steady normalization of biometrics, intelligent workflow, and smart validation, it's more now than ever. leveraging cutting edge artificial intelligence powered cloud technologies like Face ID or chatbot has brought a new era of things, calculations for the payroll also. So when the artificial intelligence comes, so many of us are thinking that we need not to do anything, but actually working with the machine would be more impressive, would be more creative, thinking like that really. Everything happens in the real time, but with built-in exceptions, so supervisors of any department can get visibly where and when it counts. Then comes to the last, smooth integrations that we have already discussed in the last slide also. Smooth integration, because the payroll has to integrate with all the departments, then only it works out. A unified platform plays the first role in uniting disparate systems, but advanced integrations finish the job. So how effectively communicating and integrating with the different departments, it will finally comes to the outcome. So these all are the emerging global payroll trends. And yeah, thank you for listening. I hope you all get an idea about the payroll and the latest trends in payrolls and global payroll also. Thank you, Devi. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah. Thank you, Sonida. It was a wonderful session
Welcome.
by you. It
Thank you,
was
Devi.
very nice session. You have covered almost all the theoretical part of HR payroll management. Thank you, my dear friends who have attended this session. Hope you have enjoyed the session. I know it is a bit theoretical part. We cannot make it much more interactive. Why? Because it is full of theory. As you know, HR payroll management is full of theory. So thank you for participating in this webinar. Hope you have got some informations. If you have any questions, please ask now. This is the interactive session, question answer session that we are taking for 5 minutes for question answer session. If you have any doubts, you can clear it now. You can unmute yourself and you can ask questions.
Yes, I think it was more into the theoretical portion. So
Hello, anyone is there? Any question? Okay, hope anyone is no one is having any questions.
if you have any questions also, you can email the
Or else
questions.
you can
Will
ask
be able.
questions in our group, WhatsApp group, which I created for this purpose. And we are planning to start a certification program in HR payroll management also. The details will be updated in our WhatsApp group with the topics which we are covering as well as the duration of the course. If you are interested, or if you any of your friends are interested, please let us know. We'll give an overview of that training certification program. You'll be getting a certificate after this of National Skill India Mission. Okay, so I think it's the time to wind off. Once again, I'm thanking Sonida as well as all the participants
Welcome,
who have
Devi.
here. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Sonida, and all others who have taken time, some time to attend this session. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. നമ്മളെ